Take a look at this image. What jumps out at you? Right, there's a massive inflatable rat. And yes, you're also seeing just 8 people standing there. Maybe one of them is just walking by. But what this scene really represents is the exact moment the WNBA, as a league, went completely off the rails. The point of no return. The instant they lost the thread of the story. Because after being offered salaries they couldn't have even imagined just 2 years ago, they've now blown past the CBA deadline and are openly willing to shut everything down in pursuit of more, arguing they're still being shortchanged. Fans and analysts who once backed the idea of meaningful raises have suddenly flipped. Casual sports viewers, who know the league hasn't turned a profit in over 30 years, are watching this unfold and laughing in disbelief. And they're laughing because they understand something crucial. By threatening to cancel the 2026 season, the players are torching a once-in-a-generation chance to build something that could have lasted decades. But here's the real twist. What if I told you that window has already closed? And what if I told you that Caitlin Clark, through the tidal wave of attention she's brought to the WNBA in just 2 seasons, didn't save the league, but accidentally revealed its limits? That the CBA fight and whatever happens in the next few months doesn't actually matter. The outcome is already written, and reversing it would require nothing short of a miracle. This video is about fast-forwarding past denial, past the rage and heartbreak so many Caitlin Clark fans feel over what could have been. Today, we skip straight to acceptance. We have to, because the trajectory isn't changing. Stay with me for a few minutes and you'll understand why. Alright, to borrow a joke from Pete Davidson, WNBA fans before Caitlin Clark were like the Marines, the few, the proud. The league has inched forward since 2020, growing slowly and carefully, but never fast enough to reach profitability. It was hemorrhaging 8 figures year after year, kept alive by owners willing to cover the losses while hoping that one day, maybe one day, it could finally stand on its own without the NBA holding its hand, and to truly make money. The WNBA needed one thing more than anything else: casual fans. Not the loyal base that showed up no matter what. They needed the people who tune into the NFL on Sundays, March Madness in March, and almost nothing else. The holy grail of sports audiences. Low-commitment viewers with disposable income. That was the prize the WNBA chased for 27 years. And then, in April 2024, Caitlin Clark walked into the league, and we all saw what followed. WNBA viewership exploded, up 170% from 2023. The Fever went from averaging 4,000 fans a night to selling out the building every single game. They were pulling bigger crowds than the NBA's Pacers, who play in the same arena. Her rookie playoff matchup against the Connecticut Sun drew 2.5 million viewers, becoming the most-watched WNBA playoff game ever on ESPN. Even the finals that season couldn't come close. Game 5 between the Liberty and Lynx topped out at 2.15 million viewers, almost 500,000 fewer. Mid-season, the league locked in a $2.2 billion media rights deal, more than triple the previous agreement. And once again, those new eyeballs were people like me, people who couldn't have named 5 WNBA players before 2024, but suddenly found themselves setting alarms for Fever games. The players sensed the cash flow immediately, caught the scent of money in the air, and chose to opt out of the CBA early to secure their slice of a much larger pie. And to be fair, nobody objected. At the time, it felt right. It felt historic. This should have been one of the defining breakthroughs in women's sports history: real mainstream attention, casual fans showing up, real dollars finally entering the room. But here's the darker side of the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, one nobody saw coming. Instead of welcoming the spotlight, instead of guarding their golden ticket and turning first-time viewers into lifelong supporters, parts of the league, players, media voices, executives, did something almost unbelievable. They resisted it. And strangely enough, the whole situation reminds me of the Black Eyed Peas. Stay with me. Before 2002, the Black Eyed Peas were a respected, socially conscious hip-hop group. Critics respected them. They had credibility. But they weren't selling out stadiums. Then Fergie joined. Almost overnight, they went from niche respect to global domination. They traded underground bars for boom boom pow and started filling arenas worldwide, but there was a backlash. The original hip-hop purists hated it. They rejected the evolution. They looked at millions of new fans screaming the hooks and said, "You're not real fans. You don't understand the culture. You're only here for the pop star." Sound familiar? The WNBA just had its Fergie moment. Caitlin Clark was the crossover spark that finally packed the seats. But instead of enjoying the sold-out tour, longtime fans, and even the league itself, spent the entire season angry that the new crowd didn't know the deep cuts from 1996. Here's the difference, though. The Black Eyed Peas took the money, rode the wave, and cemented themselves as one of the biggest acts ever. The WNBA had that same fork in the road. Embrace the moment. Build something larger than what existed before. They chose not to. And it wasn't just fans or players. It felt like large parts of the WNBA ecosystem worked overtime to downplay the fact that Caitlin Clark was the engine behind the league's explosive growth. Take ESPN, for example. How do I put this delicately? They got creative with the math. After the 2025 WNBA draft, they blasted headlines claiming draft viewership jumped 119%. But buried in the fine print was the trick. They compared it to 2023, not 2024. Because if they compared it to 2024, the year Caitlin Clark entered the draft, they'd have to face the uncomfortable reality. Viewership didn't rise. It collapsed, down 49%. Half the audience disappeared. The same framing happened with the All-Star Game. Then again with March Madness. Same playbook over and over. And when you stack all of this together, one outcome becomes inevitable. Eventually, the people who wanted to believe in you stop believing at all, and that's exactly why, when it comes to the CBA negotiations, WNBA players aren't getting the public backing they believe they deserve. They've alienated the very audience they just gained. And now they've pushed things so far that even their most sympathetic casual supporters and media voices are quietly backing away. The league hasn't been cruel, it's been generous. Salaries were offered at nearly 4 times previous levels, despite the league never turning a profit. According to the league, the players' most recent proposal would have driven operations $700 million into the red over the next several years. Now the CBA deadline is in the rearview mirror, and the players appear ready to strike, with what feels like complete indifference to everything we've just walked through. And that brings us to the uncomfortable truth: how Caitlin Clark revealed the WNBA ceiling. Let me be clear, I don't think the league is going to collapse. I don't think it's disappearing. But I do believe the Caitlin Clark era, and the league's reaction to it, exposed a limit that was always there, just hidden. Here's what that means. For the WNBA to survive financially, it needed mainstream appeal. It needed to shed the NBA's training wheels and stand on its own. But what they actually wanted wasn't mainstream attention. They wanted mainstream approval. And those two things are not the same. Mainstream attention comes with heat. It comes with ugly criticism. It comes with casual fans saying reckless things online. It comes with athletes being picked apart, mocked, and turned into debate fuel. It comes with tribal chaos, emotional discourse, and yes, lines that get crossed. Spend 5 minutes on NFL Twitter during a Sunday slate. Patrick Mahomes gets shredded weekly. Tom Brady was labeled a fraud and a cheater for 2 decades. Peyton Manning was called a choker. LeBron James has lived under a microscope that would crush most people. The WNBA wanted the money, the ratings, and the cultural weight of major sports. But they also wanted everyone to be polite, fair, and evenly appreciative of every player at all times. That was never realistic. And that's the ceiling, a self-imposed one. The league could have embraced mainstream sports culture, the praise and the ugliness, and used Caitlin Clark's momentum to elevate everyone. Instead, they pushed back. They regulated speech. They scolded fans. They downplayed Caitlin's role. They created a space where casual viewers felt like outsiders. Caitlin Clark didn't build this ceiling. She just reached it faster. And now comes the paradox we have to face. Millions of new fans adore Caitlin, yet feel disconnected from the league itself. As long as Caitlin is on the court, casual fans will keep showing up, and the league will keep dealing with real sports fandom. There will be complaints. There will be backlash. There will be arguments. It will remain Caitlin versus the world. The cycle will keep spinning unless something fundamental changes, unless the league, the players, and the media rethink how they engage with Caitlin's audience. The WNBA's ceiling will always match hers. Caitlin Clark didn't design it this way. She simply forced everyone to see it.